Hey, this is Gary from Night Dreams Talk Radio. I want to welcome a new sponsor to our show, PhoenixShaving.com. I know what you're thinking, right? Oh, another disposable razor company. Well, the fact is they're not. You remember the razors that your father and his father shaved with? Did you ever notice they didn't have, well, the embarrassing razor burn or ingrown hairs or the razor bumps after they shaved? Did you notice they were also relaxed after they were done shaving? Well, the problem is these big corporations want to sell you razor after razor after razor. Think about how much money you spend a year on razors. Or do you use electric razor? Then you're going to find out what razor burn is. So you need to check out Phoenix Shaving Starter Kits. They come complete with the soap, the brush, and a 2.5-month supply of blades, and the most important part of it, a all-metal razor, built to last generations. So, hey, you can donate it to one of your sons when they turn 18. Check out PhoenixShaving.com and tell them that Gary from Night Dream said, hey, I want one. That's PhoenixShaving.com now.
Check out Night Dream's website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com.
You're listening to Night Dreams Radio with Gary Anderson.
Hey, that is me. Oh boy, the weekend went so fast. You know, after about 3 years growing a beard, today, for some reason, I woke up, went to the, bathroom sink, broke out the razors, broke out the soap, and shaved it all off. And then I discovered I had a double chin. Oh, wow. Hey, what can I say? Hey, I'm going to bring our guest on right now. And I just want to say, hey, thank you, everybody out there who's been, listening to our show. It has been growing so super fast and so large of an audience. Huge audience in the UK, in Germany, France, just all over the place, even in the United States. So what can I say? But thank you. Hey, are you there? Okay, so let's see. Trying to get you in here, and I'm not hearing you. There, okay, let's try it there again. Are you there? Okay,
I'm here.
I got you this time. I pushed the wrong button. You know what? It seems to happen more and more the older I get.
Tell me about it. You have no clue how old I am.
Well, I'm in my mid-60s, and I know I got a problem because, the other day I I ride a motorcycle and I drive a car and all that stuff. But
you're crazy.
Yeah, well, I crashed.
Nobody your age should be riding a motorcycle. Do you know that more people over the age of 40 die on motorcycles than any other group?
Probably, but you know what was really bad? Honestly, back in September, I've been riding for 40-some years. Never crashed. Ever. Never crashed. Put on anywhere from 12 to 18,000 miles a year on a bike. Never crashed, ever. Never came close to it. I mean, I've been up and down from Seattle to Reno, Las Vegas, to Hemet, California quite a few times and on road trips. But that one morning, I crashed. Me and the wife, she was on the back of the bike. We decided to stop at a little cafe. Met an old-time biker, and he was telling me how many times he's crashed. And then he, asked me, how many times you crashed? And I said, never. Well, after we finished eating, like 20 minutes later, I was on my way to the Harley dealership to buy more chrome for the bike, right?
Mm-hmm.
I crashed.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's funny if the guy...
Did you lay down on it and not get hurt?
Well, my wife still has a shoulder problem. I have I got health problems, but I mean, it made it worse. Yeah, I laid it down, but I was on a hill, and the bad part is the bike weighs, close to around 1,100 pounds. So it landed on top of me, and I slid underneath it for about 25, 30 feet. So I felt it. But see, I jinxed myself. I talked to a guy, and I was braking. I never crashed. So God said, hey, it's your turn to crash now.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody, I know that you were a superintendent for a school district, but why don't you tell everybody what you do?
What was the question?
Well, I just said I know that you were a superintendent of a school district, but why don't you tell the audience what you do besides going fishing? So, yeah.
Well, I retired in 3 times. School superintendent in 1990, college professor in 2003. I am an independent consultant on schools and leadership and various businesses. I do force field analysis on any institution, business, group, or what have you. If they want to know what they're doing right and what they could do better, I'm the person.
Okay.
So I'm pushing 80. I'm a very young 80. I'm going to make it to 100, and I'm not going to retire till I die.
Well, yeah. It's funny. A lot of people, especially men, they retire, and as soon as they retire, like about a year or two later, they're in heaven or the other place, one of the two. And I really feel it's because they kind of like, they're not active anymore, both physically and emotionally and mental.
Yeah, I talk about the 5 basic needs of all humans in the 2 books I've written. And those 5 basic needs are life, freedom from fear and stress and terror. That's 1. And number 2, moments of happiness. Number 3, having some control over your life. And number 4 is knowing that people care about you. And number 5 is purpose. When your life has no purpose, you have no life. So many people do retire and they have no purpose.
No.
And they just kind of wither.
It doesn't take long because my grandfather, when I was a kid, he had a strenuous job. He built gas stations, all over the country, and worked with sheet metal. And as soon as he retired, the first thing he did is he started reading books in his easy chair, and then 2 years later, that was it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, life with no purpose is no life. My brother Delta Airlines pilot, just retired, 65, mandatory. I says, well, what's your purpose in life now? He says, I think I'm going to work with homeless people. Through the church and the city, I'm going to see what I can do to rehabilitate homeless people. Wow.
Oh, that'll keep him busy.
That's a goal.
Oh, yeah.
So he will not retire because there are plenty of homeless people out there.
Yeah, was it hard for him to retire from the airlines, or was he happy to?
Oh, no, he loved flying. He says, I can't believe people pay me to do what I love to do.
Well, hopefully he has a private plane and he can keep flying.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's got his kids and wife, and he's a great kid. He's 15 years younger than me, and when I left for the military, he was just a baby.
Okay. Yeah, you were a, paratrooper, if I remember right, reading your bio?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Where did you serve?
I served in Fort Bragg, and when Castro was exercising his muscles down there in Cuba in 1959, we flew into Panama to do exercises to scare him. Of course, we didn't scare him, but that was my only opportunity to get exposed to anything, dangerous.
Okay.
But Panama, what a place that was back in 1959. You would not believe that city. When I, it was wide open.
Oh, wow.
There was anything you wanted was there. Yeah, it was an amazing opportunity to go down there to Panama in 1959. But one of the guys on the plane, the Isthmus of Panama is really small, and the plane would fly over the drop zone, and half the plane would go out, and then the rest of the people, and I was in that second group, we'd fly out over the ocean, and the plane would circle back around, and we'd come back over the DZ drop zone and jump out. But while we were out over the ocean, we hit an area where there was no air, and the plane dropped.
That's scary feeling, that.
The guy standing in the door fell out the plane, and we never found him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I imagine the sharks got him, but anyway. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go with this, Gary?
Well, I want to talk about your education, but I just want to say when I was in the military, and I actually had to make a jump. And, you did? They had, literally, I'll be honest with you, they pushed me out. The drill instructor shoved me out. Shoved me out.
Well, I can tell you, the drill instructor on our plane, if you stood in the door and you didn't jump, you got a boot in your back, and he kicked you out.
That's what happened to me. Yeah.
What were you in?
Oh, I was just in the infantry.
Infantry?
Yeah.
What outfit?
I don't really want to talk about it. Yeah, I was in Special Forces.
Okay.
In Vietnam, the only thing I how can I say, I just didn't like what the situation we were in over in Vietnam. And, the bad experience was when I went in.
Yeah, we were static.
But what I was saying, when we got into Vietnam, we were taken in this great big hangar, and what really scared me more than anything in my entire life, and I still have nightmares, is they told us if you got bit by a snake, no matter how many times you get bit by that snake, kill it and bring it to the medic, or you'll probably die. So, I mean, between the snakes and the spiders and all that creepy stuff, I just did not like it at all.
Yeah, they told us about snakes,